Hello and welcome to our weekly GPS. This is Astro Tarot Oracle Navigation with me, Mimi, and I'm here with Nicole Oman.
Hi.
And we have a really big week. And so it's funny, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet and to the point, but there's a lot of stuff happening. So, if you need to pause it and come back, get ready to tune in because we've got some cards ready. So we're starting off a big week where we're moving into a full moon, total lunar eclipse, blood moon. That's when the Earth's shadow comes over the moon. We have Pluto moving direct, we have Mars shifting signs, and we have the Sun shifting signs, as well as the autumnal equinox as the Sun shifts into Libra. So all kinds of stuff shifting, happening. So we start with the moon in Capricorn. The moon shifted into Capricorn today, this morning, Monday, and it's just preparing us, getting us steady, grounded for this week ahead with the Sun finishing up in Virgo. And speaking of getting grounded, being present, the two cards from Osho they pulled, experiencing and ordinariness. So this is like, okay, it's like the calm before the storm. Ground in, do what you have to do your work, appreciate whatever experiences come through, be willing to work through them, treat every moment, every quiet moment as a gift. That's what I really take from this ordinariness card, is just, okay, phew, all right, this is the calm before the storm. This is where I get my ducks in a row. The Virgo, the Earth and Nikki is like, yeah, ordinariness, relaxing, maybe not relaxing, but planning, ducks in a row. That's just what I'm feeling.
Relaxing is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing. And it's needed as we shift. I'm pulling actually cards from During Virtue's Angel Therapy this week because I'm so excited to have my cards back. And so from this deck, I pulled workshops and seminars. And the first part is attending and giving speeches as part of your spiritual path and purpose. And so if you're somebody who wants to do that, maybe this is the time to start planning, organizing. Nikki's dancing. She's like preparing for all this. But what I really like is the second part. Be open to teaching and learning. Moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is such a sign of the leader. We are all teachers. We all have stuff to teach. We all have stuff to learn. So, think about how are you putting that into play? How can you step up into this role? Teacher, learner, bringing your wisdom to the universe. And so that's what I'm getting for this beginning part of the week as we step into all the shift. Nicole?
I love that you pulled those cards because if you look at my daily guidance today, that is exactly what I said. Like to the T. Like I pulled the ordinariness card, but I'm like, it's time to rest right now. And you are in a little bit of a holding pattern, but that doesn't mean that the shit's about to go down. You know what I mean? So I'm like, take your rest because you're going to be busy. And I feel like those cards are definitely for me. I'm going to New York doing a seminar on, this weekend. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. So the cards that I got for this moon shifting in the Capricorn today, Monday, first I pulled the source card and the intuition card. So what I get from those cards with the intuition and source, because intuition is so feminine and source is kind of masculine, and it's the merging of the two. This actually looks like an egg and sperm and bringing those two together. Well, it is time to really connect to source and your intuition. And I also pulled a card about clinging to the past. So you might have to go into your intuition, and while you're resting, while you're taking some of this downtime, your body, we're still in this Jupiter and Virgo stuff. So your body's probably feeling it. You might have a day where you're like, trust me, I just had one yesterday, where you can't even get out of bed. Your body aches. You might not even be able to eat much. That's because there's something from the past that's trying to come up and work itself through. Now, it's not coming from the mind. I didn't get any mind cards. I got intuition and source. So you might just have to allow yourself to rest and let it work its way through. And you might not get the aha epiphanies yet, but it is moving. So that's a good thing. So if you're feeling it and emotions are coming up, that means you're releasing it. So you're on the right track.
Woohoo, I'm on the right track. I have a day like that too. All right, so next we have the sun shifting into Libra early on Wednesday morning. It's happening at 1:20 a.m. Pacific time. The sun shifting into Libra, and that is actually when the equinox happens. The equinox it's brought on by sun in Libra, the autumnal one at least. And so the cards I pulled for that, we're still getting the slow down messages. I actually pulled slow down, patience. And the other card that I pulled with this is new vision. And what I feel with this, Libra's ruled by Venus, which has this strong feminine energy. We have some strong feminine energy coming up later this week. And what I feel like is Nikki and I were talking about this beforehand. There's so much feminine energy bubbling up within us, in the world, like working on really grasping it. And yet sometimes it can be frustrating because we haven't seen it. I don't want to say we haven't seen it change because things have been changing and I see that change happening all the time. But sometimes it's like, I just want a radical change. I want to see the feminine. I want to know the feminine world. And I feel like this is like saying, hey, this is happening, but it happens in us. I love this card with the turtle. The turtle reminds us that it carries us home on the back. Change happens within. The feminine shifting is happening as we allow the feminine more and more into our lives. We go into life, we do things like, as the feminine, hold this new vision, hold the energy of the feminine, and then we fall back into these patterns because that's what works in the world. And so it's a process. Slow down. It doesn't have to happen yet. We're having patience. Here's the ultimate feminine, this mother creating. It takes time. It takes time for this vision to set in. So don't lose hope. Don't get daunted. It's happening. And meanwhile, as we step into this, the sun in Libra, bringing this balance, I pulled the heart chakra card. I love this. The answer that you seek is in your heart. Be open to giving and receiving love. Giving and receiving is the ultimate Libra energy. Bring forth the love. Love what is. Hold space for it. Hold space for you giving birth with it, with yourself. It's happening. It's all happening.
So what I pulled for this Wednesday energy, and first start with the sun in Libra. So the sun in Libra, I got a couple of kind of the darker of the Libra cards. I got the comparison and I got the compromise card. So here's the deal with this, because Libra is all about how we are in relationship to other people and the way we see ourselves in comparison with other people. So here's the thing. You might be comparing yourself to other people or their path, and because of that, you may want to compromise your own beliefs and your own integrity. Don't do that. Because what's going to happen is if you compromise yourself, you're going to end up with some product that you don't like in the long run. And I think that's what Mimi was saying about slow down, slow down. It doesn't have to be now. Just because they're, breaking free doesn't mean that, your path isn't exactly where it needs to be. Don't compare yourself, please. And because we don't want you to compromise your heart. And then with that, the return of spirit. And this usually is the card, and that's like returning to your spirit, returning to yourself. Listen to yourself. Stop looking externally, but have that relationship with self and your spirit. That's also a Libra thing, having relationship with yourself. This also means that you've been through a lot, and Spirit says we see that you've been through a lot, but all of it is for a reason. And you have to kind of hold on to that. And the equinox energy, and I think this is kind of awesome. We have the innocence card and the vibrational card. So this will be a really good fall equinox for us all. The innocence card is also the sun card. It's the inner child card. So, go and play in those leaves. Really enjoy the nice, cool weather. And as that happens, your vibration will rise. You're going to be, even the people that you meet will feel the energy that you have. And I love that innocence. When we connect to our own pure self, innocent, pure self, it's infectious. It's totally infectious. So instead of compromising yourself, connect to your heart, your higher, your inner child, because that's what's going to move you forward. Not sitting there compromising yourself and controlling it or trying too hard. That's the old way. This is the new way.
Love that. I think that's so perfect. All right. So we also have on Wednesday the moon shifting into Aquarius. And so the cards I pulled for this are actually really interesting. I pulled adventure and fighting. And what came up for me is like Aquarius is the sign of the innovation, of being true to yourself. I love this. What I always say about Aquarius is like Aquarius goes beyond like get out of the box. Aquarius says there never even was a box. There's no box that you have to put yourself in. And so what I feel like with these cards is reminding me, I don't even know if this is a saying, but it's popping into my head. The true adventure of a lifetime is being yourself. But how many of us fight who we are? And we put off this adventure of showing up in the world authentically. And so this moon in Aquarius is helping us. I feel like all of this astro this week is pushing us in this direction. Be yourself. Be true to you, whatever that means. Be yourself. This moon in Aquarius gives you an opportunity. 2.5 days. Be weird. Let your freak flag show. If you wanted to dye your hair pink and you haven't done it because everybody in the world is dyeing their hair pink right now, who cares? Do it because you want to do it for you. What can you do for you? What kind of adventure can you take yourself on when you stop fighting who you truly are? So that's what came up for these cards. And from Angel Therapy, Archangel Raphael. The healing angel is working with you, supporting your healing work. But I feel like if you can put aside whatever part of you that you're fighting, whatever part of you that's putting off who you are, there's going to be true healing in that. So don't compromise. Be you.
Well, I think that's so good for, that Aquarius energy anyway. I always see Aquas as being their quirky little self. They're ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is sitting there spinning on its own axis, upside down. They're like, woo, you guys are doing your own thing, but I got this. So, I love that. That's so Aquarius energy. So what I have is on the moon in Aquarius on Wednesday, I have the going with the flow and the friendliness card. So what I love about, that's the other part of the Aquarius energy, is they are connected to humanity. They love to connect, and they see the bigger picture as regards to the entire spectrum of everyone, So what I see with this is go with the flow. This might be a day to connect with friends. And this way of friends is the close friends, the ones that you feel grounded, like you don't have to be or pretend like you're anyone else, the ones that you could just kind of let your guard down with, the ones that are easy. I think today is a good day to connect with them. I mean, it's been a rough kind of ride, and this going with the flow, well, the flow might be like this right now. So if the flow's like this, connect to a friend. They might need you just as much as you need them to ground your butts back to the earth going, holy, this is crazy. Are you okay? Yep. Are you okay? All right. We're going through it together. And then I got the vibrational card again. So, your vibration connecting with their vibration, you're both going to heighten each other. So connect with a friend today, call them, even better if you can see them. But I think it's really important for you to have that grounding friend and being yourself in that way.
Nice. All right. So then on Thursday, we have Mars shifting out of Leo, moving into Virgo. Let's see what time that happens. That happens at 7:18 p.m. So in the evening, Mars into Virgo. And the cards I pulled for this, I'm loving. Mars and Virgo. Mars and Virgo is an interesting thing because Mars is full of action, wants to take action. And Virgo's filled with like beingness, like I am in action when I'm like here in my body, and I just want to say how much it can be an active thing to allow yourself to get in your body. For some people can just like boom, fall in. Other people are like, okay, let me work with this, like toes. How you doing? Let me wiggle my toes. Kneecap. How you doing? Let me move my kneecap. Ooh, that feels good. That feels juicy. And I think that's actually one of the cards. I pulled the card participation. You may have to participate in actively getting in yourself, grounding in yourself. You know, I feel like a lot of us, when it gets like this, there's temptation to be like, okay, I'm going out to the clouds. see you in a few weeks after this intensity moves through. I know that I've been a cloud sitter much of my life. But participate, be a part of this, be willing to feel, be willing to be willing to be present in yourself, with yourself. And that's the other card, existence. That's the card, being in yourself, with yourself. Love it. The thing next to me, the phone next to me just went beep. It's never done that before. And the universe is agreeing. Be present with yourself. Take some time to actively sit and be present, meditate with yourself, and receive guidance for how you are to move. This card, I love this card. You know, Virgo is such a sign of being able to get things done, planning, doing, manifesting. But it's funny because we pulled a lot of these cards this week. It's still saying, like, no, you have to participate in your being. It's not necessarily, you're not a human doing, you're a human being. And from Angel Therapy, manifestation power. Use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcome. And I feel like this is saying it's not through doing. It's sitting back and allowing yourself to be and participating in that manner. Nicole?
Yeah. So I'm going to expand on what you said because my cards are very similar in a different way, which is kind of very interesting. So I got the moment-to-moment card. And how Virgo is that, right? So be in the moment, like Mimi said. But here's an interesting thing. These are two cards that I pulled together. The intuition card and the feline card. So I got the intuition again. So let me tell you a little bit more about what the feline card says in the book. The feline card says, you know, kind of like what I said today, that you might feel like you're in a lull. And when you're in that downtime, doing your cat naps or whatnot, the reason why is because, well, you're going to be taking a leap, and the leap is going to be further than what you originally thought it was going to be. It's going to be big. So I think in this Mars in Virgo, how long is Mars in Virgo, Mimi?
I don't actually know, but Mars usually takes, I don't know, about like, I think it's like 2 months. I can look it up. I'll look it up how long Mars is in Virgo.
Okay. So while Mars is in Virgo, this is what I get. I think you're going to actually, this Virgo energy, and what I see, Mars is taking action. And Virgo is about, you know, it's that earth energy, and it's being in the moment, being present. And it's also about manifesting, just like her angel card said, is like, it's time to manifest. Do you know when it is, Mimi?
Yeah, about mid-November it's shifting, so 2 months.
So I have a feeling that you're going to get pretty busy in the next couple months. And the reason why you need to be, instead of just taking action, because you got to be in this intuition space, is because if you're just taking arbitrary action, you're going to be spinning your wheels and you're going to get frustrated. Because this energy is going to move it forward to manifesting, but you got to be intuitive in what you're manifesting. Because you don't want to just manifest arbitrarily. You want to have purpose behind it. So this is why I feel the same thing Mimi was saying. Oh, exactly. Is you can't get stuck in control. I have control in the reverse. You can't try to control this thing. You've got to kind of let the planet show you where action is, right? So it's like they bring you something, then you show up to it. The planet or the universe brings you something, you show up to it. So it's not about just running for running's sake. It's like when something shows up for you, boom, take action on it. And I think that's when you're going to start manifesting what you really want. It's not doing for doing's sake. It's doing because you're being called into it.
I love it. It's a call. All right, so the next thing that's happening on Thursday is Pluto's going direct. And Pluto has been retrograde since April, which, you know, it's really interesting. There's a lot of ties actually back to this time, spring, because that's when we had the other lunar eclipse was back then. So we're going back into spring. What has shifted since then? I know my whole world has shifted hugely since then. So Pluto's going direct, and Pluto is in Capricorn. Capricorn is our structure. It is our worldly structure. It's also about our purpose and our destiny. So we've been kind of looking within, doing some inner work, and now it's going direct. And Pluto moves slowly, so it takes a while to like start going direct and gaining that momentum again. But we're shifting our world on the outside. We're shifting our path. We're shifting our purpose. And I got the moment-to-moment card. So moment-to-moment, things are going to be shifting. Yeah. Here we go. It's going to be shifting. But I also pulled some other interesting cards with it. A whole bunch like popped out. Politics. This is happening. We're watching people unmask themselves. We're watching people put masks on themselves. And meanwhile, we are being called to be authentic. You know, think about all the other cards we pulled. The more authentic you are, the more you're going to be able to see through people's masks. You're going to see through their politics. You're going to see why those masks are there. This snake underneath. And I don't want to say that snake's a bad thing because I'm a fan. Snake energy can be amazing energy. And this, I think it causes stress. To be in a world with inauthentic people, I just have to say, my mom, coming out of the closet, my mom is Republican, very Republican, conservative. And she listens to talk radio all the time for all this stuff. And I've been getting to listen to all of the politics with this upcoming election. And it is so stressful to me. I hate it. I run from the room covering my ears. I'm like, no. Although it's good to hear because it's good to know the politics, what's going on in the world. Don't let other people's inauthenticity stress you out. Don't let their monkeys pop your balloon. Take your monkey out for a walk. I love that. So I always say with this, go for a walk, cleanse your mind if you get, so wrapped up in the politics, so you can be on your own journey. This journey isn't about them. It's about your own journey. And so you can be true to yourself. So many cards this week about you being true to yourself. Did you pull the Rebel too?
Yep.
Yeah, the Rebel. And so the rebel in us is coming forward as we shift, as Pluto shifts. We're rebelling against the patriarchy, these set upon rules that we've all listened to, followed, play into. We play the politics too by playing into these patriarchal rules. And so this is saying, hey, it's shifting. It's moment to moment. It's not immediate, just like everything else. It's moment to moment. But when you can stand up and be yourself, be that rebel, do it because it's true to you. Don't do it to be the rebel. Do it because it's true to your path. It's true to you, the innocent fool striking out on your own. And the universe will support you. Crown chakra. The universe is like feeding this energy into you. Pay attention to your ideas because they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. We're being guided into this. I always say I'm kind of an unintentional rebel because at the heart of me, I'm such a good girl that follows rules. But when I have the pull to do something that's so me, nothing can stop me. I turned 18 and went and got tattoos. And my mom's like, what did we do to make you do this? I'm like, it has nothing to do with you. It's me, just being me. Unintentional rebel. I wasn't a rebel for rebellion's sake. It was because yeah, this is who I am. And that's the universe helping guide you.
Sorry, my phone just started playing music. Somebody called me. I clicked it off, and my phone started playing music. And it's funny, the song it was that Pompeii song. When you close your eyes, don't you feel like this all has happened before, and we're like in this cycle of insanity? So that's really funny that song came up. And when you pulled the politics card, I just kept popping in of what's going on in the world right now. And I usually take these cards very literal to us, but I've been, for some reason, there's some wackadoo stuff going on in politics right now. I mean, Donald Trump, really? We're going to make Donald Trump our next president? Shoot me. But, if you like him, whatever. But to me, I think it's all an effing game anyway. I don't care who goes into office. I think the powers that be are just going to do whatever they want anyway. And so I think that's what that song is saying. It's you know, we've done this so many times, the fall of Egypt, the fall of Rome, the fall of Greece, the fall of all these big things. And I think it's all like, the only way we can stop the bullshit politics is to take the masks, be authentic, really have this consciousness shift, and get out of this cycle of crazy insanity. And I'm very passionate about that. The only way that we can stop this is you got to stop it in yourself, of the politics that's going on inside, and buying into these politicians. They're just a bunch of monkeys. I want to pop their bubble. I'm the monkey that wants to pop the bubble. It's like, no way. You know, you're not doing anything good for anybody. You're just a bunch of, I mean, if you look at Donald Trump, he's a monkey. Like, come on. You know, all of them are, though. All of them are, you know, because, yeah, whatever.
It's funny.
Anyways, I'm going on a tangent about that, but I thought that was kind of funny. So I only pulled 2 cards for this. I pulled the Rebel. So exactly, the rebel. Pluto going direct. It's like, come on, guys. We need to see behind our own stuff, light our own path, go and do what we need to do, because we can't listen to the politicians anymore. They are doing some crazy stuff for money and power and greed. So you have to break the chains and stop believing in the bullshit. Oh, let's vote because that's where our power is. No, it's not. If you're, what is the big thing? It's what is said. Oh, I'm going to vote for the lesser of 2 evils. Why would you vote for evil? I don't care if it's lesser of evils. Why would you still vote for evil? That's total crap. We gotta get ourselves out of this. Like, what do people think we should do? Like, no, let's start a freaking rebellion evolution. Yeah, I'm starting a rebellion. But you know what I mean? But that's the only way. And that the only way to do that is not buy into the bullshit. And then I got the shifting card. And it's the same thing. It's like, we need a huge shift here. This moving forward is going to, and you really own that rebellious energy. Not rebellious in a bad way, not just to rebel, but to rebelling by following your own light. You're going to end up shifting somebody next to you, and then they shift, and then the next person shifts, and we're like, oh yeah, this is a bunch of crap, and let's not buy into the crap anymore. And then that's when we start a spiritual evolution.
Totally. Love it. All right. So then Friday, moon shifts into Pisces. And this is like the sign before the full moon. So we're really going to feel like the full moon amping up as the moon shifts into Pisces on Friday. And I got some interesting cards from this. First card, courage and change. And, you know, I get from this, again, more of what we've been saying this week. Courage to be yourself. But I almost feel like there is some energy. I also pulled the tuning in card. I almost feel like this is the courage to let yourself come out of the spiritual closet, to let yourself be psychic. I feel like as we finish up the retrogrades, you know, Neptune and Chiron in retrograde, we're actually being upgraded in our intuition, in our ability to channel or be a medium or just tune in psychically. And so I think it's like saying, have the courage. Have the courage. You know, you see the aura of this flower in this card. Have the courage to like look a little closer. Do you see that person's aura? Have the courage to like say what comes up for you psychically. You know, Moon in Pisces is a psychic time for all of us. Tune in. Are you getting messages for yourself? Are you getting messages for other people? Don't be afraid to to listen to that. And don't be afraid to as long as it resonates with yourself, listen to anybody else who comes up and be like, wow, this thing just came through for me. Tune into that. And speaking of that as well, clear yourself. And this might help those messages come through. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies you may have absorbed. And that may help you in getting any messages come through. You know, with this retrograde, Neptune and Chiron in Pisces, we have this ability to go in a little bit deeper, upgrade ourselves a little bit further. We're all connected to the universe. There's nobody who doesn't have psychic abilities. It's just a matter of tuning into them and I don't know, being rebellious enough to listen to them.
So I got a little hit when you were talking with the clearing too. So if you are tuning in, and I teach psychic intuitive classes and psychic abilities. I think I lost Mimi. Did I lose everybody? I hope not. So if you are getting psychic abilities, we need to clear ourselves. And how do we clear ourselves after we start getting someone else's messages? Well, I like to do this, right? So putting your finger, clenching it around your wrist, cutting yourself off from them. I am now resolved of their stuff and let them have their stuff and me have my stuff. I even like to wash my hands, kind of like a doctor or a nurse before and after surgery, right? Like washing my hands clean. Also, another good way to clear ourselves is just sage. Sage is always great. Okay, so what I got for the moon in Pisces is I got the simplicity card. It's time to, and it's very like clearing out as well. So it's clearing out yourself, clearing out your physical world. Because these two cards that I have for Friday is postponement and guilt. So you're postponing yourself. You're not going for what you want because maybe you feel you still are being held back by guilt or shame. And this is why we have the simplicity card. So if you have a box full of stuff from an ex or something and you still feel really guilty that or shameful that relationship fell apart, it's time to take that box and throw that crap away. Make it simple. Also, and this is a big one, if you lost a child or lost somebody, a death, and you still have their room, you know, it's time to clear that. It's time to let some of that go. And it's time to lovingly sort through that and get rid of some of the guilt that you have from that, and then do something that honors them a little more than just holding on. But I'm getting this is definitely a time as we're moving closer to this eclipse energy that we have to let some of this old stuff go, especially the guilt and the shame. And I think it's going to be a physical thing. I think that you're going to have to clean it out, clear it physically. So whatever you're holding on to needs to go. Sage the house, you know, clear it in that way. Okay, until we get Mimi back, I'm going to continue going. Her computer sometimes gets angry with her, and it is a Mercury retrograde. So we have on Sunday, the moon is going into Aries. So this is a huge buildup to the full moon or lunar eclipse. So this is going to be very important this Sunday, because on that Sunday evening, we are going to have that full moon eclipse, and we'll talk more about that in a second. So let me just pull a card for the moon in Aries. I think we're getting Mimi back. So the moon in Aries, let's pull it live. Hi. Your computer got mad at you, huh? Oh, she's still kind of, okay. So the moon in Aries, I got the morality card, and I pulled the simplicity card again. So piggyback on what I just said for this moon in Pisces is the morality card tells us what we feel is right and wrong or good and bad. We cloud ourselves in an old belief structure of, and again, it holds true to that guilt and holds true to that shame. So we need to simplify our thoughts. So after we physically have cleared something, then maybe we need to see what beliefs we are holding on to and maybe write them on a piece of paper and start having a release, a burn of sorts. Because We have to simplify to going to tonight, to that Sunday night, that full moon eclipse. You're going to have to simplify, because because this is supposed to be a big dimensional shift, and as you shift upward, whatever you are is going with you. So the less baggage you have, the easier the shift will be. So get rid of this stuff this weekend before this thing goes full. I'm telling you, it's going to highlight it, and it's going to be hard for you if you're still holding on.
Love that. Sorry, I'm back. Computers. Mercury retrograde. So moon into Aries on Sunday, and I heard a glimpse of something that reminded me of the rebirth card. We're starting new. You know, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So anytime moon is in Aries, it's like, okay, here we go, another cycle. We're rebirthing ourselves with this moon. All this energy that we talked about this week. The other card is ripeness. If there's a sign that's like gonna run in head first, it's Aries. Rebirth. You are renewed. Be you. Be authentic to you. You're ready. This is the ripeness card. And I love the support you're getting. I pulled from the angel therapy, power animals. Your spirit guide is a guardian to help you and is helping you with this situation. Call on an animal, whether or not you you have your power animal, whether or not you know this is your power animal. If an animal appeals to you, like cat, tiger, I've had a thing with tigers my whole life. Call on them. Let yourself be that animal. Embody that animalistic energy to move forward in this new way that is true to you. You're ready. And sometimes when we call on the animals to help us, I feel like it takes us into those primal things that animals act on. We as humans don't act on those primal, the primal thoughts so often. This funniest meme just popped into my head. I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about, but I might anyways, because whatever, it's funny. We don't always tap into our primal needs, but call on your animal and do that. Be fierce like a lion. Be joyful like a hummingbird. We had hummingbird experience. Be seductive like a snake. What is your animal? Tune in. Dance that animal into your life and let it help you as we move into this full moon total lunar eclipse, which brings, lots of change. And the funny thing is, I'll just tell you what the meme is. It's so funny. There's a female lion and she's jumped on like a wildebeest thing, and there's a male lion standing there, and like meanwhile the female lion's kind of slid off the back of the wildebeest and is like kind of biting its tail, and she's kind of upside down because the wildebeest is like kind of winning, and the male lion's still watching. She's like, "Are you gonna help me?" And then the male lion mounts her. And she's like, "Are you kidding me?" But like, that's his primal energy. Are you being true to your primal energy? And that's feeding right into this full moon lunar eclipse. I'm going to go for the full moon lunar eclipse because Lilith is tied in with this. Lilith and Juno. That energy is going to be present with the sun for this full moon lunar eclipse. And full moon is when the sun and the moon are opposite. So Lilith and Juno are connected to the sun. Vesta, the goddess asteroid of tuning into your divinity, knowing your divine self, is going to be connected to the moon. And this is all happening at 4 degrees. The evolution, revolution, Uranus shift degree. And this, this is huge. We've been going through these Aries Libra eclipses since October of 2013. So we've been in this place of shifting ourselves. Aries is the I am vibration, and Libra can kind of be like on the other side of I am. We've been learning how to balance who I am in relationship to everything else and everyone else. And this full moon lunar eclipse is like, this has to change. How you're showing up, it's time to change. It's time to shift. It's time for you to be true to who you are. And so I pulled some interesting cards. First card I pulled is the Miser. And I see this card as, God, you are an amazing being. You are so incredible. You have so many gifts to bring. If you are not being who you are, you're a miser. You're holding your gifts back. You're not sharing with the world your jewels. And you may think, yeah, but I'm a bitch when I'm myself. It doesn't matter. There's going to be people who appreciate your bitchiness. Some of the people who make me laugh the most are the bitchiest people. And I love them for their authenticity. I love that their inner bitch says what needs to be said. We need those people in the world that can do that. They're not holding back their jewels. So it's time. Even if you're a bitch, I don't care. Be a bitch. Share your jewels. Share who you are. And the other card is isolation. And I view this in the same way. I feel like when we can't embrace who we are, we isolate ourselves. We're like, oh, the world's not really gonna appreciate me. I promise you, you have a tribe. There are people who want to know you as you are. No more isolating yourself. You don't need to isolate yourself. You don't need to hide. You don't need to hide your sparkle from the world. It's time to come out. And then the other card is so funny because it's like those cards, and it's like, go with the flow. Go with your flow. You know, the water card, or water it is feminine energy. Let who you are come up, build up, be put out into the world. It's time. It's time. It's time to not hold back your jewels. You know, I feel like when we hold back our jewels, when we do that, we're the outsider. But the only thing holding you back is you, because I love when somebody pointed this out. The lock is open. You can go right through. It's you. It's all on you. You can say, oh, the world's not going to accept me. No, you're not accepting yourself. So accept, whether it's an inner bitch or, somebody who's so in tune with their sixth sense that they come forward, or maybe you're like, dude, I relate to tigers so much, like I want to be a tiger, and you go through a world like, I don't care. It's time to be yourself. And this is the energy with this Aries at 4 degrees. Think, go out and be I am, whoever that is for you. And from the angels, cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments from fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. I feel like cut your cords to any energy that has, like from the outside, held you back. Whether it's your parents, it's okay to cut your cords with your parents. Relationships, the relationship you're in now, the relationships you were in. Cut those cords so you can just feel like what it is to be one unto yourself, which is that Lilith energy. Lilith calls you to be one unto yourself. And that's really, really strong in this. And the other card from Angel Therapy is Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. And I love that part. Take appropriate action. Aries is the sign of action. How can you embody this? How can you put you into action? Nicole?
So for the full moon lunar eclipse, I got a bit of a test. It's really interesting because I see what's the word for it? The process or the steps that you're gonna have to take during this time. So as the full moon starts to hit, your mind is gonna go wacky. It's gonna go crazy. It's not gonna know how to handle the energy. You're gonna go get all up in it. You're gonna be like, bat, 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 bat. You might even feel it spinning to the point where you're like, shut up. It's gonna try to get you into fear. It's gonna try to get you into anything it's holding on to. Bat, 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 bat. And it's gonna start nailing you. Then you might have an aha. Watch this video again. Be like, oh yeah, she was saying I was gonna get in my head. I'm gonna remind you what your process is gonna be. You're gonna go, yeah, the shit storm is happening. Rain's coming down. It's my wedding and I got stuck in the rain and everything's a mess and your head's gonna go. You know, it's kind of that energy. And then you realize, oh, I have a choice. I have a choice to get in the drama of everything that's going down, or I could dance in the rain and have fun and connect and be with the girls. And, like I keep seeing like a wedding and the groom doesn't show up and it starts raining and it's the worst possible scenario you could ever imagine. And then you realize you have really good friends next to you and you rip the dresses apart and you start dancing and go, screw everything. I'm going to be happy no matter what is going on, right? So there's that. That's step 2. Step 3 is sitting in your power. after you totally rebel against the mind and start to enjoy your experience, then you sit in peace and things will fall into you. Those are the steps, right? But don't skip the first step. Allow the mind to go nuts, because honestly, if it doesn't spark you, you can't have the breakthrough. So let the scary part happen too. Let the ship fall apart. It's okay. It's okay, because it needed to fall apart. It needed to spark you into having your power. So, so don't be scared of that step. Don't be scared of the step. Because there's celebration within that. And then there's, because it's the mind, celebration, and abundance. And then you want to get to the abundance place. You want to get in that place where things are just working. And then for the return of spirit, I have the take flight. And this one also has, and I kind of want to read it just because it has a lot about connecting with, like I said, connecting with the right people. And it's those people that are going, you're going to go with them and they're going to go with you. And it is an I really do think that this is an ascension process. And here it is, like we are ascending, we are taking flight. It's time to come out of seclusion, just like what Mimi said, the isolation and the miser card. It's time to get out of seclusion. You are no longer needing to hide or try to protect yourself from the world around you. You are moving into a new stage of your life where stepping out is an important for your emotional, mental, and spiritual growth. It's time to start making new friends, right? Here's the celebration card. And social connections. You might find yourself being drawn to groups, taking classes, getting engaged in social activities. Just as a butterfly is drawn to flowers' nectar, you will find getting out into the world and being with others will be a source of soul food for you. Through these interactions with these people in groups, you will start feeling more confident in yourself. So being out in the world, like Mimi said, and being more confident in who you are. Be the bitch, you know, I can be. Sometimes I go on my high horse and get up, you know. It's okay, you know. Do I have a bajillion friends? No, but the ones I have are quality and they are amazing people. Because I'm myself, I can have some awesome people being themselves, you know. So, you know, do you want all these acquaintances that just, or do you want like really deep, profound friendships? You will see yourself blossoming in a very natural and comfortable way. The energy of the butterfly is gentle, joyful, and purposeful. You will directly experience this energy and exude it as you move out of your social surroundings. Not only is this an important part of developing your self-esteem and sense of belonging, it's a vital piece in discovering your gifts and special talents, just like Mimi said, right? Your soul is ready to shine its light. It's not only your human mind card, that feels it's not ready, but you have to be brave, the courage card. All the cards are coming up, right? And let yourself out of the cocoon of protection you've created. You cannot fight your destiny. You can only fight yourself. You cannot fight your destiny. You can only fight yourself. It's time to take flight. You know how the universe works. Like it or not, if there's something we are meant to be doing, we will eventually find ourselves doing it, no matter how much we resist it. So take a deep breath and take one step forward to what brings you joy. The rest will take care of itself. That's perfect.
It's perfect.
I brought in all the cards too, which I think is awesome.
I love that. I love that. You know what you were saying about the process too. I have been all over my Rumi book, and I was reading again the story of Rumi and Shams coming together. You know, Rumi didn't get to his place of these amazing verses, poems, until after Shams he disappeared, which they say that he was killed probably by his students and sons. Shams was his friend. The power of suffering. Rumi's ecstasy, where he got to his heights, began in grief. So don't discount those hard times, the time in the mind. Don't just bypass those things, because those are part of the foundation. They're what help you be like, oh, I want to feel better than this. I do want to celebrate. Let's dance in the rain. So if you do go into those places, we all do. Like, there's no kidding yourself. I don't know anybody who hasn't ever hit that place of like, oh, this feels like suffering. This is hard. If you go into that place, have faith. It shifts. And have faith, too, that this is part of the process. It's a beautiful thing. And it's necessary. And even Rumi, who's like, I think Rumi is he's one of my peeps. Even Rumi, he was in the depths of despair, mourning his friend. And then he recognized, oh, wait, the friendship's in me. And then, speaking of friendship, because everything's friendship right now, too. And then reached amazing heights and has taught so many people from all those years ago. So, pretty cool.
I love that, and I'm gonna reiterate it because it keeps coming up, and Mimi just said it, but I want to say it one more time. Especially in the spiritual world, people don't want to admit the sorrow and the hardship. They want to be like more enlightened than that. And that's total bullshit. I'm telling you, it's total bullshit. You have to go through the depths of all of it. We are all of it. We're all the colors. And to go through the sorrow is to have compassion for others when they're in their sorrow. So you grieve and allow the grief to till your soil so you can blossom and become this whole beautiful, empathic being that has compassion for others and loves everyone with non-judgment through their process, because we all go through the darkness. We all go through our hard times. And I'm telling you, nobody's above being human. We're all human. Be human and allow yourself to feel those things. It's very, very important. It's very important. It will bring out your exact gift. You can't hide from it. You have to have the depth of compassion. And the only way to have compassion is to go through the shit and have compassion for yourself. And you have to have compassion to be enlightened. So to go through it, it's necessary and beautiful and amazing. And ask anybody, especially on a spiritual path, who has come through. Those were the most important times of our spiritual growth. My spiritual growth happened the most when I was suffering and fighting myself and having to take responsibility for how I got there and all of that. Because of those really hard times, those sitting on a cot in India, crying my eyes out and realizing where I showed up for myself and that I was causing my own suffering, those were the most amazing times where I became a teacher. I became a guide because I had to go through it. So be gentle with yourself.
Yeah, totally. So I think that's it for this week. Finally.
Oh my God, you guys, if it takes you 3 days to watch it, I'm not surprised. This was a lot, and it's a big week.
It's a big week. Next week will be like coming down from this week. So, you know, but check out our Facebook page, Gaia Blooming Facebook. We have daily guidance there. Nicole has her daily guidance. I do my daily horoscopes. We have memes. Nicole has her page. I always forget what your Facebook page, Nicole Oman.
Coaching with Nikki, I think.
Coaching with Nikki,
I don't know. I'm freaking all over my Gemini has been like,
there's so many. So, but you can find you at NicoleOman.com. You know, that's the thing. Nicole actually posts her daily guidance on Instagram. So you can find her on Instagram and do that. Gaia Blooming is on Instagram. I don't really do too much astro stuff. More like, hey, this is my cat. She does this. But you can find us. We're all over the place. We're here to support you. We both do readings. Check us out. Find us. Like, share, comment. And we'd love to hear from you. What's going on for you this week as you move through these shifts? Tell us. Share with us. And share with others, because it helps as we all go through this together. We're all feeling this together in our own individual ways. So that is it for this week. Wait, I'm not done. Nicole is doing a class.
Yes. I'm doing an Artist Way class. It starts October 6th. It's going to be really, really great. We are diving into a deeper sense of self-purpose. It's kind of that miser. If you're in that miser and you don't know what your gifts are, you are holding back, This is going to be a really good 12 weeks to really rediscover what those are, and taking step-by-step action and having support from me and your other classmates to really begin to shift and share what you have in there. All that juice, all that gold, it's in there, and it's waiting for it to blossom. And I'm here to help you do that.
And speaking of that, I highly recommend it because I did it. But it's so perfect because that class ended like right at the beginning of April. And that's when, you know, Pluto shifted. We had these eclipses and everything. It's perfect timing with this next cycle to dive in. Do it for yourself. I highly recommend it. If you have any questions you don't want to ask Nicole, you want to ask me, experience it, feel free to ask. I'm happy to share my experience in any way. And I just have to say, personally, I know how much that class helped me with all the transition I've gone through. Like right after the class finished, my dad died. And I know that helped give me this crazy foundation for all of this that has happened since then. This is the only way I can describe it, is this. So I highly recommend it because we all need foundation for those crazy times in our life.
And I want to say, if you're a Sagittarius, I had 2 Sagittariuses last time, right before, and it was like right when you guys were first going through it.
Yeah, because it moved in December, and then it moved out again, you know, back in like May or April.
If you're going through Saturn return, if you are 27 through 30, or you are 57 through 60, or you're a Sagittarius, take the class. I'm telling you, I'm a master with Saturn transits, and I will help you. I will help you through it. I went through them in such a deep way that I know how to navigate them. So if you're going through that massive transition, I'm telling you, take the class. It will help you. It will totally help you.
Definitely. All right. So now we're finally done. So have a beautiful week. And like I said, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you for joining us. Namaste.
Namaste.